will I preserve and protect a woman's right to choose? I make an unequivocal answer. Yes.
Do I believe Supreme Court should overturn Roe v. Wade? Yes.
Mitt Romney will say anything to put President Obama in a bad light, even if it's flat out false. Now he's stealing a line from Donald Trump, saying the president's decision to kill Osama bin Laden was no big deal.
I don't think it's unusual on the part of this president to have finally taken out Osama bin Laden. After all, we've been looking for him for some time. Intelligence finally gave us a good indication of where he was. He gave the order, and I do think prior presidents would have done the same thing had they been in the same position.
Really, Democrats have pounced on Romney's dishonesty. The DNC released a new ad featuring prominent Republicans saying the bin Laden raid was a gutsy call. Former Defense Secretary Robert Gates is not sure any president would have done the same thing.
I've worked for a lot of these guys, and this is one of the most courageous calls, decisions that I think I've ever seen a president make.
But Romney says that he would have gone into Pakistan without the support of its leaders, just like Obama did.
That was the right course for him to take. I supported that at the time and do now. In a similar circumstance, I think other presidents and even other candidates like myself would do exactly the same thing.
Well, in 2007, when then Senator Barack Obama from Illinois said he would go into Pakistan to get bin Laden, this was Mitt Romney's response. I don't think those kinds of comments help to draw more friends to our effort. Mitt Romney doesn't even agree with Mitt Romney about his attacks on the president. No wonder Republicans keep looking for anybody but Mitt. Let's turn to Bob Shrum, Democratic strategist and professor at New York University. This is probably the best example of how this guy will say anything and do anything, and yet the Republicans just let it go by. Does Romney know he's contradicting himself, Bob?
Sure, he knows he's contradicting himself, but he can't live inside this conservative Republican Party taking any other position. What if he were to say that raid was a mistake? He'd do himself enormous damage. Look, he has no sense of shame about these things. He's running ads in Iowa, blasting Newt Gingrich, blasting Rick Perry now for their heresies against conservatism. He has no sense that he himself is guilty, at least in conservative eyes, of major apostasies. I mean, this is a guy who was pro-choice, now he's pro-life. Guy who said he was better on gay rights than Ted Kennedy, which was absurd. Now he's against gay rights. I mean, just go down the list. Issue of conscience after issue of conscience. He'll say anything to become president.
Yeah. Here's something else Romney said in 2007 about getting bin Laden. It's not worth moving heaven and earth, spending billions of dollars just trying to catch one person. Now compare Romney's quote to this one from Barack Obama from around the same time. If we have actionable intelligence about high-value terrorist targets and President Musharraf won't act, we will. How can Romney possibly hope to have a leg up on President Obama when it comes to national security when there are such distinct examples about credentials and acting on them?
He can't possibly hope to have a leg up. The fact is that if you look at any opinion polling, even in times when the president's had difficulties over the economy, although that's getting better, people have given him enormous credit as commander-in-chief. They have huge trust in him to conduct this fight against terrorism. And Romney himself, I think, you know, he was governor in Massachusetts. He's relatively unschooled in foreign policy. He kind of makes it up as it goes along. The thing that's interesting about the president is people worried that he didn't have enough experience, that phone was going to ring at 3 in the morning, he wasn't going to give the right answer. On question after question after question, whether it's going after bin Laden, finally keeping the commitment to leave Iraq, the way he's drawing down in Afghanistan, that phone is rung at 3 in the morning and he's given the right answer. And I think that may become more important by next November than people suspect it will be now.
Well, George H.W. Bush has come out in support of Mitt Romney. He seems to be picking up more support from traditional Republicans. What does this mean, and does this help?
Oh, sure it helps. Look, the Republican establishment's going to win again. The Republicans are almost certainly going to nominate the next guy in line. We've been searching for the un-Romney for months and months and months. I think Romney is probably going to win. I think he may very well win Iowa because he's the Kane, he's the un-Bachman, he's the un-Gingrich, he's the un-Paul.
You think he could win Iowa?
I think he can win Iowa. Look, there's one poll that shows him slightly ahead. I think he's dumping a huge amount, his super PAC, millions of dollars of negative ads on Gingrich and now Perry, because they don't want Perry to revive, because either he's going to win Iowa in his view, that's his game plan, or he's perfectly happy he wins by losing if he comes in second and Ron Paul comes in first, because Ron Paul is an unthinkable Republican nominee. The Republican Party will never nominate him. Any attempt to actually get to the point of nominating him would shatter that party.
I've had some staunch conservatives like Richard Viguerie tell me not Romney, not now, not ever. And of course the Tea Partiers aren't satisfied with him. Do they sit this one out?
No, in the end, well, look, one possibility is that Paul will take revenge by going out there and running as a third-party candidate.
Yeah.
But in the end, a lot of them said, not McCain, not now, not ever. And when he got the nomination, they were for him, however, grudgingly. Romney is the only, there's an old saying in politics, who else you got? Well, we've been through all of them. They don't seem to have anybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, Gingrich, I thought might be Teflon, but he isn't. Instead, he turns out to be Velcro. All these charges are sticking to him, and quite frankly, I think Romney's on his way to the nomination.
Well, I'll be in Iowa next week. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Romney camp is doing down there. Bob Shrum, have a great holiday. Great to have you with us tonight.
Merry Christmas to you, Ed.
You bet.